Hello, Scrubs. This is the scrubbiest Joker made on YouTube or anywhere else for that matter. It's Rosie1990X. I have found another Joker, and I thought it would be a disservice to just upload this one without commenting on it because there's a few things that this guy did right, there's a few things this guy did wrong, and I just thought I would share my thoughts on this guy's Joker. Because first of all, I don't want to say that I don't think this guy's bad at all. This guy has he has a few things to clean up. Like the one thing I'm making this because he appears to be like a Joker loyalist, as his actual banner is shit is Joker. So I just thought I would make a video just detailing what he does right and what he does wrong and how it compares to my own version of Joker. I don't think this guy is bad at all. It took me a little bit to kind of figure him out and get used to his playstyle. It took me a few games, but you'll see it when I eventually open him up, and then when I do, it just doesn't like he can't really have any answer for it. But I want to talk about what this guy did well, like just throughout the set, and then we're gonna talk about some things he did poorly. First of all, that was a nice block that he had right there. He has knowledge of what Joker does, which is why I can tell he's loyal to the character, or at least plays him significantly, because he clearly knows what the character does. But one thing that I felt like this guy was doing was he never really went all the way with the character, and you'll see that. And let me talk about Joker as a character in this game and what makes him unique. Joker values positioning so much. He values positioning over damage every single time. And that position where Joker just wants to keep you in the corner the entire match is something that this guy did not give into, and I think it contributed a lot to the losses on his record, because he didn't give into this character. He didn't really, I don't want to say he didn't play him right, because I think that he does well, the things that this guy does well with Joker, he really knows how to anti-air with the down two, and he knows conversions, and he knows something he don't start to see it until like the end. He knows not to overuse the wake up, which is something I abuse in this game, is the semi-invincible wake up that Joker has. I abuse the shit out of it. This guy, obviously, I think one of his biggest mistakes was he needed to use it more. I don't think he used it enough. Because, like, the error is that, I mean, in the way this guy and I make the same mistake on wake up, and that mistake is we don't mix it up enough. In my case, I spam the wake up too little, I spam the wake up too much, and then he doesn't use it enough. And you'll start to see that, it'll start to show once we actually get to the, once I start opening him up, you'll start to see some of the weaknesses of his playstyle. This is just the Joker Ditto being Cancer. Advancing in this matchup is really fucking weird. Joker Ditto's really weird, can I just say that? Obviously, I don't think, one thing that I think he did not understand was that fact that the wake up was semi-invincible. He kept trying to challenge it, and then he didn't use it enough. I don't think he really understood how to deal with the wake up. And what it offers him in terms of this matchup, and the fact that if Joker tries to get into any sort of frenzy, the wake up can just get rid of it. Joker always has to respect his own wake up. Not always, because it could still be trapped and it could still be set play, but like, a lot of situations he does have to actually respect his own wake up because of the fact it is semi-invincible. This was a nice string, but like he chose to like he could have gotten more there and still ended it with the wake up. So I don't know why he chose to use the wake up so soon. Maybe it was a misinput, IDK. But I don't think he understood the value of the trait. You'll start to see that towards the end. I start being able to execute the trade on him. He really knew how to hit the 2-1-3 string, which is something that I really can't do. He actually could have won right there if he just didn't make the misinput. And he dropped his combo. I know it happens. You know, it happens to me way too much. I feel okay. You see how he approached right there. He should have backed up for dear life and spammed high laughing gas and low laughing gas and gunshot. He could have easily shit me out there, but he chose to go in. You see how see how he's going in, Well, you see, okay, he did it right there. Like, you can kind of see how he's going in. That is how I got back in it. And then I got the cross up there to make sure no matter what wake-up option he chose, he was dead. The Joker, he doesn't understand, or maybe he does, but he chooses not to worry about it. Just like the life lead aspect of the game. He chose not to like, invest in that in some situations where he had advantage state. And that was the critical error that cost him the match. But, like, as you can see, he's not bad at all. I just think this guy has a few issues that he has to clear. And you'll start to see him once the corner starts becoming a factor. Because right now we're just kind of playing the neutral a lot more. But we'll see when the corner starts to come into play. And how he kind of messes that up. And, so you can see, just kind of lots of footsies right now. So, like, at this point, you know, I'm still trying to. I'm beginning to get a read on him. He conserved his meter a lot. I did notice that, which he's not spending it. The thing about Joker and conserving meter, Joker should not conserve meter as much as some of the other characters do, and the reason for that is Joker builds meter so fast. Like, it's crazy. Like, when I played Ivy for a little bit, like, I was so shocked about how, like, slow she was at actually building up the meter. And Joker himself is just so fast at it. One thing I think this guy needs to do more in neutral is use Chattering Teeth. Obviously, with the Ditto, it's a bit harder to do it, and it's a bit harder to do it in this matchup unless you have the corner, just because Go Joker has such oppressive tools right there. Alright, now the corner, obviously, see how, like, this is some of the stuff he needed to abuse. He did not understand the value of the positions that he had when he was on the map. And that's very important with Joker. And you see, I noticed that I have the life lead, so I'm closer to the corner, just treat it like Joker, just treat it as the zoner. See, now Chattering Teeth can really start to dictate the pace of the game. Which is something I kind of exploited there with those last two strings. And now here, that was a critical mistake. Because he should have done anything but what he did right there, because he could have brought that back, because he had a huge meter advantage, so I couldn't do anything there, and he could have easily kept me in the corner and contained me, because I'm bad at blocking my own character's shit, because of course I am. But he did a back three, which made him lose the corner, which is not what you want to be in this matchup. And now that I have the corner, Chattering Teeth can really start to dictate, as I said before. It's like, the Chattering Teeth as a move is just so unlike any other character in this game that it can be hard to, like, understand what it's supposed to do. But, like, you gotta figure it out if you're gonna play this character. And one thing that this guy has way too good fundamentals to not know what Joker does. This guy has never, I'm just gonna go ahead and spoil it because nobody cares. This guy never put me in a situation where he overhead loaded me once. Not once. And he does get positions too. He does get hard knockdowns in the corner where he doesn't do what Joker does. And, like, stuff like that is a critical mistake, because this character, the thing that makes him unique is this corner gambit, and in this game at least, before he comes out in Mortal Kombat. You gotta be able to use that. And that was the first game there where I really opened him up. Because once I got into the corner, I slowly worked my way there, which is something I think is important in the Ditto. You really have to respect the Joker really has to respect his own neutral options. Joker has to respect everything about himself. And I don't know if that's a common thing with Dittos. You just really have to, like, play kind of reactionary. And then he just starts falling for bait here. I think he's getting, I think at this point, I don't want to say he's getting frustrated, but he's certainly changing. He's certainly getting clunkily aggressive. To the point where I don't think he's... Again, I don't want to say paying much attention. I don't think he's thinking as much. And this is when he begins using the wake up more. He's not using his meter correctly. Joker, if he doesn't have the corner, Joker should be using his meter for zoning and corner pressure like, he should be using it on projectiles for the most part. Sometimes you want to use it to armor through on some of your attacks, like the crowbar for mix-ups. But as you can see, that was another position where he let me have the corner, and that kind of that didn't work in his favor there. He did get out of it, but he's a full string behind now, and he hasn't hit me with a full string yet. Okay, and he decides to clash there, but like, since he is not using the meter he's gaining, he's using it solely for clashes, and that's not good because he's not using it to build towards his win condition. He's just kind of conserving it for the clash, which is a fundamentally bad thing in Injustice, in my honest opinion. You have to use it to further what your character does, or there's no point. He sits there like you can see the differences in our meter. The main thing that he did wrong was use his meter incorrectly. Like, yes, he doesn't use the corner game, but the reason he has so many holes in his neutral is because he doesn't use the meter correctly. He holds on to it. He does, like, at least use it for air escapes and use it defensively, which is something I should debatably do more as a Joker player, because, like, abuse the fact that my meter is like doing more for me. He doesn't use his meter to deal the big damage that Joker needs to do. I didn't read that, but I reacted to it. That's why Joker's fucking crowbar's terrible. No, it's not hard. It's not hard. The Joker that like, even at this full screen pace, the Joker that is stuck in the corner has a serious disadvantage because Joker cannot deal with himself when the Joker's back is turned into the corner. And the reason for that is because Chattering Teeth becomes a much bigger problem for the Joker. The Joker that's winning is the one that can actually use Chattering Teeth. And that whoever can use it, first of all, he doesn't use Chattering Teeth in neutral once. Again, that is a bad, that's bad. The fact that he doesn't use Chattering Teeth correctly. This character is Chattering Teeth, and if you can't use that move, then nothing about the rest of the character's kit actually works. Because Chattering Teeth is the glue that holds this character together. It's fucking flimsy glue, mind you, because this character's not good. So it's flimsy, but like this is what we do. If you don't use Chattering Teeth correctly, you can't play the character. So holding on to his meter, but I don't want to make him say, like, the strengths that this guy had as a player are fundamentals. He has a few things to clean up on his Joker, and he needs to learn how to use Chattering Teeth and learn the value of positioning. That's about it. You can get away with subpar punish game if you know what your character does. Look at my Joker. My Joker's punish game is subpar as hell. But the thing is, that's my weakness as a player, is that I'm not very technical. So all of my combos are not technically full combos. I can technically get more off for them, but I have fundamentals and I combine them with an understanding of what Joker does. This guy has good fundamentals and not the best understanding of what Joker is supposed to do with this game. Joker is not a fighting game character by any stretch of the imagination. He has such a different approach and a different win condition to everything he does. Like, even then, you see, I took less damage there to keep this positioning. Now, granted, I had him on lockdown to the point where I wasn't gonna lose no matter what I did. But I'm just playing optimally. I would have rather taken the lower damage combo just to keep the positioning. And yes, positioning is important in fighting games, but like, Joker relies on it more than other characters because of the nature of his gimmick. Positioning is more important on Joker, to the point where, like Joker's so, again, another reason that Joker's so weird is that if you're playing against this character, your goal is to keep it mid-screen. Like, that's your goal in the game. Like, if you're taking Joker to the corner, you are a simple cross away from fucking jail. And if you let Joker put you in jail, he can potentially take your whole bar. So, I'd say, if you're counterplaying this character, you keep it mid-screen. That's how you fight him. Just don't let him have it. It's very doable because of how big the stages are. But I think this guy was a bit too aggressive for his own good, because of the fact that if you, especially in the later games, because once you like lose a neutral exchange with Joker and he can kind of start abusing you, with the stage positioning, it's very hard for Joker's advantage state to go away. That's why I classify him as a permanent advantage state character. It's not impossible, mind you, but like when Joker loves advantage state, he's very bad in neutral, but he's very powerful in advantage state. And once he gets you to that side, once he starts isolating you and cutting the screen down, that's when he gets powerful. This is when I start using the trait a bit more. I don't know if he knew what it did or not. I really don't know. I don't know if he could really understand what was happening with the trait. But Joker doesn't really rely on the trait much in this matchup, because Joker's doing more ducking than blocking. But like, if you get the reason I started using it is because I was able to get a lockdown on what this guy's patterns were in the neutral to the point where I knew I could start blocking stuff. So like, yeah, closing thoughts here, because this is the last game. This guy's a solid fundamental. He has fundamentals, but like, Joker doesn't reward fundamentals, and I hope he does in MK. I hope that's something that they change about his character. He doesn't reward fighting game fundamentals more than he rewards knowledge of him per se. Joker's kind of arrogant because Joker demands you play him. He demands you don't play Injustice 2 and play him. You have to play his wacky game of knowing what to do with your meter, knowing what to do with your stage positioning, and knowing how to keep that advantage state. And if you can't ever get to that advantage state and you don't spend your meter, you can't win. And this guy's good. But like, you just got some kinks to work out, and that's just Joker being a hard character to play, not necessarily him being bad, I suppose.